One of the most common recurring questions that I always see in the social media forums that I'm in about the newer touring models from Harley, the Street Glides and the Road Glides, is how are people getting CarPlay to work when they're not wearing a helmet with a comm system in it? Recently, a company reached out and asked me if I would consider reviewing their product that does that exact thing. I decided to do that. What's up? Jim here. Welcome back to J Street Moto. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. One of the cool things about creating content on YouTube is from time to time, companies reach out to you and ask you if they send you a part, will you put it on your bike, talk about it, show how to install it, you know, all that stuff. Recently, a company reached out to me called COPMERT. They make a solution that bypasses the need to have a comm system connected to your 24 or newer Harley-Davidson Road Glide or Street Glide in order to get CarPlay to work. Now, one of the reasons I found this interesting, I've already picked a solution that I use and I'm very happy with it. However, David has an Indian. The Indian does CarPlay. The company that I bought my solution from for my Road Glide does not make a solution for the Indian. So several months back for David's birthday, I bought him all the stuff he needed from a different manufacturer to make CarPlay work on his bike. It's been glitchy. It's been very glitchy. So when COPMERT reached out to me about would I want to try their CarPlay Bypass, I told him, I'm like, I'd be very interested in doing that. And if I don't put it on my bike, I'll put it on my buddy's bike who has an Indian, and we'll see if it works better than the one that he currently has, and then later make a video that's a head-to-head of that. They sent me two, so that was pretty cool of them. They sent me one for me to use and one for him to use. In about a week, I'm getting ready to take a little road trip. We're gonna go and do about 2,600 miles over about a 5-day period. I thought I'd go ahead and install it today and show y'all kind of how it connects to the bike. Maybe answer some questions you have about how to get CarPlay to work on your motorcycle, and then run it while I'm on this trip to see if it works as well as the solution that I already have. A few minutes ago, I unwrapped it and unboxed it, so I'm gonna drop that video in right here so you can see kind of the unboxing of it. It comes with the device itself, the COPMERT device, which looks very much like other competitors. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And it came with a USB-C cable. So let's get it on the bike. This is the device right here. Let's talk about these things for a minute. While I might not be a mechanic, I've been in technology for longer than I care to admit, well over 30 years. While I haven't seen the design specs on this, I've not seen the engineering, I can kind of piece together what they do. I believe this device is nothing more than a Bluetooth transceiver. And I think that's what all of them are, including the one that I have plugged in underneath my seat. Because the reality is, what's inside this is probably the same thing that's inside your helmet comm system. It's just the device that says, I'm Bluetooth, I have a speaker that you need to transmit audio to, and I have a microphone that I'll be transmitting to you. There are no microphones and speakers there, mind you, but the bike believes that that's what's there because that's what's telling it that it's there. I believe that's how this works. Now we're going to install it on the bike. It's very, very easy. You find your USB-C and then you plug the unit into it. That's it. It's connected. That's all you need to do to install it. Now, what we're gonna do is, gonna boot the bike up in accessory mode and then walk you through kind of how to set it up. As you can see, bike's been on a second. It is flashing blue because it's ready to pair. So we're going to use this button right here to bring up our main menu. And I have not done this before. We're gonna pull up the main menu. We're gonna go up to settings. We go into device manager. We're gonna add a new device and it's searching for it. You can see it right here. Now this one down here, this is the one that's installed on the bike for the solution I normally would use. The COPMERT comes up as COPMERT. We're gonna say pair, and it will pair the device. Now, you might want to check while you're here, go to change role, and make sure it's aligned to the rider. If you have it aligned to the passenger, this is not going to work. So make sure it's aligned to the rider. We got to add our phone to it because I actually unpaired the phone from the bike for this because I wanted to give it a fresh start. So we're going to go into the settings on my iPhone, go to Bluetooth. I'm going to stick it up here in the cradle. Then we go here under add new device. Click on that. It's searching, it's searching, it's searching. There it is, Jim's iPhone. And as it pairs your iPhone, it's going to bring up a code. That code will also show up on your screen. You say pair and you say accept, and your iPhone will connect to it. It also, once you do that, it asks if you want to sync contacts. I always allow that. Then it says, this device works with Apple CarPlay. Do you want to enable Apple CarPlay? Yes, I do. So I'm enabling Apple CarPlay. And as you can see, CarPlay immediately comes up. And I'm able to cycle through like Google Maps and go here, put in locations. I can go to Spotify, which is what I tend to listen to. Word of advice. If a text message comes in when you're riding and you've got your helmet on and the helmet is paired to the bike and the phone is paired to the bike, you can have your phone and the bike read you the text message through your helmet audibly. You can also click reply and talk to text what you want to say back and then send that message back. None of that's going to work if you're using a solution like this. Doesn't matter which solution you are using. None of that's going to work. Keep in mind what I said a few minutes ago. That device is nothing more than a transceiver. It makes the bike think that there is a Bluetooth microphone and headset that is connected to it. There physically are no speakers. There physically is no microphone. So none of that stuff is going to work. I see a lot of comments from time saying, well, I don't know why I push read and I see that it's reading it to me, but I don't hear it anywhere. It won't come out the speakers. Of course it's not going to come out the speakers. And it doesn't matter how you have the audio routing set up. I know you're getting ready to go there. Well, I have the prompt set up to go to the speakers instead of the headset, and I have the music set up to go to the speakers instead of the headset. I'm going to show you what I mean here in a second. Doesn't matter. Those things aren't prompts. That is different, and it's not going to work unless you actually have a headset. So let's look at a couple other things real quick. Now, what I'm getting ready to show you really only matters if you're that person like me that bounces back and forth between riding with a helmet that does have a comm system and riding with like a half that doesn't. I bounce back and forth. About 50% of the time, I'm wearing my helmet that has the Cardo in it. The other half of the time, I'm wearing my half and I want to listen to stuff through the speakers on the bike. This is going to apply to you if you do the same thing or do a similar thing. If you're like, well, you know, I connect it and I've got the device connected to it, and for whatever reason, my sounds, I don't hear my stereo. Well, go under, you saw how I got there, right? We're going to go back to settings. We're going to go to sound. We're going to go to audio routing. And you need to make sure that music media says speakers and prompts say speakers. See that? That's what's highlighted right now because they're orange. If you see headset highlighted like that, no music's going to be coming out of your speakers, even with that device plugged in and CarPlay working, because you are telling the bike to send that audio signal to the speakers that it thinks are connected to that device that is Bluetooth to your bike right now. So it's not going to work. You have to select it to speakers. It's that simple. If you have it selected to speakers, all that stuff should work. Not a very difficult installation. If you know how to pair something with Bluetooth and plug something into something else, you can make this work. I'm going to be interested to see how well it works, because I know how well the device I have plugged in under my seat works. But I'm really interested to see how this is going to work, and I'm going to test it out pretty hard when I go on this trip next week. I mean, we'll be riding down to Texas. We're going to be putting it through some nasty humidity, some very high heat, and a lot of hours on the bike. We're going to be spending anywhere between 8 and 10 hours a day on the motorcycle using that device to listen to music. So I'll do another video after that trip that tells you kind of, yeah, you know, this was my experience with it. Probably in that same video will be when we compare. Should have started with this. There is a price spectrum for these solutions. On one end of it, you're looking at about $100. On the other end of it, you're looking at in the $20 price range. There are two devices I'm aware of in that $20 price range. One of them is this one, and one of them is the other that I'll mention when we do the head-to-head, because I'm going to compare it to like products. And then I'm going to put it against the $100 solution, because that's the one that's underneath my seat. And we're going to see, does it make a difference? Does cost make a difference in this case? That's it. It was an easy installation. Very simple to do, very straightforward setup. So far, good job, COPMERT. You guys are really, it's a pretty ingenious little solution. And yes, on the other side of that device is another USB-C female, so you can plug a cable in and still charge your phone. So basically it becomes a pass-through for the electricity to your phone, or connect your phone to your bike via the cable instead of Bluetooth. You'll see more content about this device to see how it really works, but I wanted to give y'all a quick unboxing and installation. You can see it's very easy to do. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I truly do. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share it with your friends. All that stuff's absolutely free to you, and it does help the channel. Always ride safe.
Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah. Asshole.
Really? Peace out, bitches!